Okay, so we're now coming to the final video, and we're talking about broadcast emails and what they're for, basically what I use them for, and what I suggest you do too, of course, is sell. But when you are selling to your list, it's not just a case of sending promos all the time. You've got to send content as well. So we want to give them the same ratio we talked about before, which is 3 to 1. And obviously there's different ways of doing that. So I just want to go through that now. So what we're looking to do is to make sales by giving our subscribers 3 to 1 content to sales. It's not a question of counting up the links and thinking, okay, I've got 3 content links and 1-to-1 sales links. Not like that. It's the prime purpose of each email. So you're going to ask yourself this question: what is the prime purpose of this email that I'm sending? Is it to send somebody content, or is it to sell something? For example, if I had some free downloads on a bonus page, I would pretty much consider that to be content, because most of the people going there are going to go and download the content, and they're going to be seeing the bonuses for that purpose. So obviously in the headline, I'm actually drawing attention to the free downloads. So that email is primarily a content email. However, I could send them to the same page, and if the headline was about the affiliate offer I'm promoting, or the bonuses that I'm offering, then that's primarily a sales email, if that makes sense. Okay. You can summarize this by saying determine what is the prime purpose of the email by what your headline says. If it's promoting free content, it's a content email. If it's actually drawing attention to and trying to get a sale, then that obviously is a sales email. So you want to mix those up 3 to 1. So, for example, the last couple of days I've been sending out some free ebooks, some reports, and they've got links into ClickBank products and that kind of thing. But most of the people who download those books are not going to click on those links. So that is a content email. So I've just sent out in the last couple of days some content emails, which gives me the right ratio if I were to do, say, one more and then a selling email. So another thing that you can do is you can actually put sales in your PS. So you could have a content email, either with the content in the email itself, teaching, or you could have a download or some downloads or a link to a blog post or whatever. And also in the PS, you could do some selling there, which I often do, but that is primarily a content email. Okay. Important thing to remember is the 3 to 1 ratio. Okay, that's the thing you want to concentrate on, is having content 3 to 1. Sorry, I should not highlighted that right, really. It's there. Content 3 to 1 to sales. Okay. The important thing to remember is that the 2 ways that you send emails, either in the sequence preloaded, which I use to educate, to get credibility, to get people to know, like, and trust me. So it's like what we call a conversion campaign. And then I'm sending broadcast emails with a 3 to 1 ratio, content to sales, to get my sales. And if you do that a lot, you're going to do really, really well. Okay, just one final tip before you go, and that is to say that if what I did is I wrote I've written sequences from scratch. So I've written a campaign from scratch, but there's an easier way of doing it than that. It's a lot of work to kind of write a whole lot of emails in one go, and that is to send out broadcasts. So if you've got a new list, you send out broadcasts. You don't have a sequence, so you're just broadcasting. You've got to just remember to do an email every day, like it's a sequence going out. Send out those broadcasts. Just bear in mind the ratio, and also the fact that if they're new people, you want to build it up before you start really selling them properly. But what you can do is you can send out those emails, and then you see the results from the broadcasts, which ones are getting opened and which ones are the favorite ones, and then use those for your email sequence. So you can start off by broadcasting, but obviously doing it in terms of not so much selling, but more in terms of the credibility campaign and the conversion campaign, and then see which of those emails perform and put those into your sequence. So if you're brand new to list building, just getting going, then start by a daily broadcast and look to educate people and see which of those performs the best. using the credibility campaign, but you're using the broadcast rather for your credibility campaign to start with. So you want to remember these tips here: the content-rich emails, the engagement emails, and the selling emails on countdown timers and that kind of thing, and a high-ticket offer for credibility purposes only. Okay, so you want to be doing that type of email as you broadcast, and then you look at those and see which ones perform best and put them into your sequence. But obviously this is always a work in progress, because it's a very dynamic thing. You want to always looking to improve your conversion campaign, your initial sequence, and also what you do with your broadcasts, and trying to kind of get an angle so that people recognize you and they like your style. Okay, develop your own style in your niche. Okay, thank you very much for listening. I hope this is really helpful.